Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Rob, also known as Checked Out, and today we're going to be talking about how to cop the Jordan 13 Court Purples and if you should cop these, because resale isn't looking too great, but I'm going to show you how it could be beneficial to cop these other than making a few bucks. So I'm going to be going over the site list and the times of the websites that are going to be releasing these, as well as some resale predictions, but more importantly as to why you might consider copying these. So if that does sound like something you want to listen in on, just give me a few minutes of your time and watch the full video. And if you guys are looking to start getting resale, whether it be sneakers, consoles, or GPUs, make sure to check out my cook group at checkedout.store or in the description below. We offer in-depth guides for every single profitable release, and we really prioritize teaching you guys the ins and outs of reselling. Some other groups just kind of like accept you as a member and then let you figure out on our own. We have very strong and in-depth guides for almost every single topic you could think of when it comes to reselling. If you really want to start reselling, then I highly recommend you come check us out. We did just increase our price to $21 a month from the previous $16 a month, but I will give you guys one last chance to join at that $16 a month. I'll put the link in this description below. The reason why I increased the price is because we added a lot of features this week, so I had to increase the price to cover the new cost. So don't sleep, come check us out. $16 a month for top of the line information is nothing, guys. All it'll take you is to cop one release over the whole month to cover your membership, guys, and I guarantee you guys will come out with some very strong information that will help you cop every single release. Of course, I won't make these claims without some proof, so here it is on my website. I have 3 slides for it. But without any further ado, let's talk about this Jordan 13 Core Purple and if you should cop. So this is dropping this Saturday, January 8th across most retailers, and the men's is going to retail for $190, and the grade school, I believe, is going to retail for $140. Yes. And so we can already tell that profit margins are going to be very, very slim unless you're selling locally. So before I get into this resale prediction and all that, I'm going to give the site list real quick. All right, so on screen here, I have the generic site list for the Jordan 13 Core Purple, again, releasing online at on January 8th. So if you focus your attention to the left of the screen, we'll see the very first chances that we have of copying this is going to be off the Foot Sites FLX Raffles. So if you don't know what Foot Sites are, that's Foot Locker, Kids Foot Locker, Champs, Foot Actions, and East Bay. And so these in-store and online raffles will be closing at 4 p.m. Eastern on January 7th. So make sure to enter for these. Do not forget about it. And depending on how many accounts you have, it might be a little bit time consuming, but I personally think that it might be worth it to pick up some bigger sizes off of the in-store raffle selection. I'm going to get more into this later, but that's just my 2 cents for now. Next up, we have Finish Line and JD exclusive access. So we already saw in-store exclusive access yesterday. It dropped around 9 a.m. Eastern, and so we may or may not see some online exclusive access around 11 a.m. maybe tomorrow. If not, don't really sweat it. You might be able to go to your local Finish Line or JD in the afternoon or evening on release day and pick up a pair in store if somebody doesn't pick up their raffle. And then besides that, we have some random Shopify raffles. It is what it is. Enter if you want. I personally don't enter those. Then on drop day at 8 a.m. Eastern, we should see Undefeated drop. They are a Shopify site, so if you don't have a bot, it's going to be pretty hard, but I wouldn't say impossible. This is probably one of the best sites to cop from if you are going to cop from online, because only charge $10 shipping and they don't charge any tax, or I think it's $12 shipping. So this site leaves you with a lot of margins and is probably the best for profits. Then at 10 a.m. Eastern, we have some of the bigger sites like Kith, Jimmy Jazz, Concepts. If you have a bot, run them. If not, don't worry about it. They all charge like shipping and tax and whatnot, so I don't really think it's going to be worth it to run, especially Kith. I wouldn't run Kith for this release. You're probably just going to end up losing money. As always, we have sneakers at 10 a.m. as well. This is probably going to be the safest bet because the most stock is going to be on the sneakers app, and they do have free returns in case resale doesn't turn out to be that great, or in case you just don't want these. And then we might see Foot Sites drop the remainder of their pairs online. It is what it is. I wouldn't run it. Finish Line JD may drop, but recently they haven't been dropping. And then Snipes USA may drop as well. I mean, Snipes USA should be dropping these. All right, so right off the bat, today is January 6th. And if we look at the men's sizing resale market, we can see they're at an average roughly across all sizes of around like 235, 240, which is not the best. It is kind of bad. And to be honest, I think these are just going to go down. And I'm not expecting these to do any crazy numbers on the resale market. I personally, if you're just like a casual reseller, I wouldn't really buy this. I'd skip out on this release, save your capital for next week's release. Because if you're planning to sell these on apps like StockX and Go, chances are you're probably not going to make any profit. I know with the retail of 190 and after sales tax, it's going to be like 203, I believe. If you were to sell it right now at 232, you would get 204, so you'd make $1 profit. But on release day, we all know that on release day, prices are going to be the highest for any shoe, doesn't matter what it is. After release day, I imagine prices hopefully should go up from 240 maybe to like 250 in these bigger sizes, size like 11 through 13. Those are the only ones that I would go for anyways. So hopefully they can hit like 250 on release day, and then you would make very small lunch money in this men's sizing. Grade school is a little risky with a retail of 140, and size 7 is 204 right now, which isn't that bad. We see the highest bid is 167, so I expect that market's going to crash pretty fast on grade school. I personally would not go for grade school. Or if you do it with the intention and knowing that you're at a possibility of losing money. And here is why you might want to do that. As stated before, these are releasing on the FLX apps through a raffle in-store and online. And here's why you may want to consider entering for the most profitable sizes, so sizes 11 through 13 on these apps. So we know that the more points you have, the more likely you are to win a reservation. So for example, okay, so I turned off the camera for this one just to show you the full screen. So we know that for FLX, lifetime points, if you have a higher number of lifetime points, you are more likely to get picked for a raffle. And so obviously, well, how do you build your lifetime points? So you have to buy things in store. And so if you are a smaller account and you're really looking to grow and win on other releases, like for example, next week we have the Jordan 4 Thunder Red. Well, you might want to consider entering the raffle for this AJ13 Court Purple. And the reasoning is, even though it's pretty expensive, $190, you spend that $190, you're going to get 19,000 points towards your lifetime score. And so think about it. By getting pairs of this, you are building your account, so you are more likely to hit on hyped releases like this one, the Jordan 4 Red Thunder. And so this is how people really grow their accounts. It's called brick building. And so you buy a bunch of bricks, shoes that maybe you lose like $5-10 on, or you break even, or maybe even make like $5 to $10. But the point is, you're not buying it for profit, you're buying it for the FLX points. And then you use your higher FLX score to hit on bigger releases such as the Jordan 4, the Patent Breads that released 2 weeks ago, the Jordan 1 Atmospheres. All those big releases, they require big time FLX points. And so guys, the only way you're going to get from a low lifetime score to a high lifetime score is through brick building. Eventually you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to buy some shoes that have very low margins, or maybe even lose you some money, so that in the future you can get a higher lifetime score and that you can hit on bigger releases. And so again, this isn't really investing for profits. It's more of investing into your accounts so that you can later on profit from bigger releases with the points that you get from these non-profitable drops. But you only want to cop from websites that offer these sorts of rewards programs, so Finish Line and Finish Line, JD, and mainly the biggest one is FLX, so Foot Locker, Champs. You guys know the deal. And I'd only recommend entering for the in-store pairs, as you're able to pick it up the day of the release and you're able to sell it on the apps the day of release, or locally, whatever you want to do. The point is, the day of the release is going to have the highest margins possible for this shoe. So that's when you want to sell it, and you can only do that if you have the pair in hand. So guys, I really hope that makes sense. I know it's kind of confusing, but the only take you need to take away from this, or the only point that you need to take away, is that you want to invest in your accounts so that your accounts can then pay you through bigger hyped releases. And the only way you're going to grow your accounts is if you're spending money. So yeah, if you're not doing it for the points and you're not copying from FLX or Finish Line or whatever, I personally wouldn't cop these just because they're not going to have that much profit, if any profit, but the only reason why I would cop these is to grow my accounts. So again, guys, I really hope that makes sense. If you guys did learn something new, make sure to drop a like. And if you did like this style of content, make sure you subscribe for more. I like to do release guides on upcoming releases and whatnot, as well as sneaker investments and holding or selling. But anyways, that's it for me. Have a good night.